Hello, my friends. I am back with another video. I am your local art witch, and today we are going to be reviewing this. How old is this deck to me? 7-year-old deck together. I haven't used it in a long time. It reads really well for me. So I have it in this Crown Royal bag. And then I've got this cotton cloth because I could not find, oh, I just need to move that. Could not find a silk cloth. So this was the very first deck I received after leaving my Christian hometown. I did have one in high school, a tarot deck, but I lived in foster care, and the people that I lived with thought it was okay to just go through my stuff. So I had this tarot deck that I kept between my mattress and the box spring because I knew that this person would throw away my stuff. And when you live in foster care, you come and go out of a garbage bag. You own very, very little, and what you do own is probably just hand-me-downs from older children if the parent allows you to leave with it. And so, it's a bit rough. And so these cards were important to me, and she went through my room and just threw it out. And we went to her yard, and she had to burn them and then pray for these giant angels to protect the house from the evil tarot cards and girl that was living there. She's like, now I understand why so much is going wrong in the house. I should tell you more stories about that type of stuff. I watched this channel called Telltale, and he talks about religious fundamentalism and cults mostly. I really love him, and in some ways I feel like I relate to him because he grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. And it sounds like he had a very strict upbringing until he left, and now he's kind of free. And I still carry a lot from, the stories I could tell you are pretty wild, and we'll get into that. So, this deck. Do I still have the book? Just a second. I think I do. I think this was called... What was this deck called? Just a second. I should have brought it over with me. There we go. There we go. Okay. Revelations Tarot. I like this deck because it's colorful. It reminds me of stained glass. And when you flip them upside down, it gives you a different image. So it had come in a box. I no longer have the box. I don't even remember what kind of box it came in. It wasn't like the cool, nice boxes we have now. Tarot and the tarot industry has come a long way. So I love larger books like this. It's easy to read. My eyes are old and tired. It's got a little image of the card, tells us about the card, and the reversed, some of the images and symbolism. But I like these little lines about each card. So the Hierophant, he is the maker and follower of rules. He is a man of routine. He has his processes, plans, and routines. He helps all that he can through structured guidance. He is removed from his surroundings. And that little description of the Hierophant kind of gives us an idea of the energy of the card. And it came with some spreads in the back, plus 2 bonus cards that had spreads. This is super helpful. You're just learning. You keep the card out, and you can kind of see, as each card, okay, this is the second card. What does that represent again? So some spreads back here. And then we'll just put this book back here. Here are the cards. The backs are pretty basic, but fully reversible. It is kind of glossy. It's not glossy. Maybe that's matte, but like a shiny matte, if that's... Okay, so I bet you half of these are like upside down and inside out and everything else. So the cups are all pretty like mermaidy based, and as you can see, like this looks like he's coming up to the surface, looks like he's holding something in victory. But this looks, I mean, it's still gorgeous. Like the flow of this is kind of my artsy brain is like, wow, that's just pretty. But where the cups are falling and like there's these dark things, and then like it's light here, it's just, you don't want it reversed sort of thing. Here's the Ten of Swords. So we've got two people with swords and they're kind of connected, and it's neat because these lines make them look like tree people. Here's the Two of Cups. So obviously upside right, it looks like things are in balance and they're sharing. And then upside down, they're quarreling, things are upset. Trying to see the background here. It looks like something even happened back here that isn't. Like this looks strong, this guy, like a golem of some kind that's strong and protecting them. And then this, his hands are up, his head is off, it looks like. Okay, so we're not going to go over every single card like that because we'll be here forever. But here's the Ace of Cups. Poor buddy's struggle busing here to hold it up. Looks like there's another person over here though, so that's nice. I think the aces are the only ones that may not go upside down. It's the Knight. Oh, sorry. I'll learn eventually to stay within my area. So the Wands, super red. I wonder if they all are. I cannot remember. Nice green for the swords. Green can be air because like it's a light green, right? So it's like a nice breathable. Pentacles. So the pentacles are pretty red too, it looks like, which is almost too... Oh, now see, I fibbed because this one is quite red. The Ten of Swords is a kind of a rough card, so I love this. Like, isn't that cool? There's the Seven. Oh, sorry, doing it again. I keep floating. Nine. So I'm not sure what's going on here. This looks like a dragon coming. See that? And then this one, I'm not sure what's happening. He's more facing this person that looks like they've been defeated. The Magician. Look at this. Just, I every time I reopen this, I forget how much I like it. The Three. He's working. The Knight. I want to work to bring this deck back into my practice. So when I got this deck, I was still of the belief that you needed to receive a deck from somebody else. And the person that got this deck, I bought her a deck too. So we basically did a deck trade. We bought each other a deck and then we swapped. Not swap, but she bought this deck for me. I bought a deck for her. And it is only because of that This person ended up being a very negative, destructive force in my life. And while I don't want to get into that, that is the reason why I had a hard time with this deck for a long time. I considered trying to find it a different home, because I don't want to feel a certain kind of way, a negative way about a deck I used to really love, you know? But I cleansed it, I charged it, I put it away for a bit, cleansed it again, just trying to make sure that all the bad connotations are away, gone. Oh, he's so cool. Generally, I don't like the Hierophant, but like the art is really nice. A lot of these cards have like this flowing card coming apart feel, and I like that. There's the Hermit. This is my favorite card of this deck. I want a poster of this. It's so pretty. A lot is happening. Yeah. I love how happy this person is up here. Look at that. The world. Oops. So, one of the reasons I'm really I enjoy fantasy creatures. So, the inclusion of mermaids just makes me so happy. I'm just going to move things. My arm is getting sore there. I love that these angels don't look human. They look otherworldly, so. Three of Swords. I like the lines, as you know, very tree people. 4. See the papers, the coming apart. It's like digitalized or something. Digitized, that's a better word. These people look like robot chrome people. It's just very cool. A very different way of looking at the cards. As I said, I really like that some of them are upside down. Or, sorry, that all of them have a upside down motif. The cards themselves are a little flimsy. But, like, they don't feel bad or cheap. As I said, I've had this deck for years. And they were used a lot before they had to go into away for a little while, but they've held up really, really well. Okay, let's continue. I'm keeping you a long time, aren't I? Okay. This one has always creeped me out. That face. But I don't mind being unsettled sometimes by my cards. I figure it's telling me something important. Does anybody else remember, like if you're in your 30s, maybe you'll remember this. There were these learn how to draw anime books by, what was his name? Chris something, I think. Anyway, you could find them basically anywhere. They were all over the place, and they had like these really kind of wonky looking anime characters. Like you could tell it was like drawn by a boomer who didn't understand anime. And that's what this character kind of reminds me of. The King of Pentacles, to me, kind of looks Egyptian, like ancient Egyptian. And I think it's because if you look very closely, you can see little lines, tiny lines around the eyes that, to me, look like the kohl makeup that they used to wear. We need to bring that back. If the Egyptians could start wearing that again, it looks so pretty. I would not do it because that's not part of my culture, unfortunately. Look at this. This is another one of my favorite cards. I want a poster of this. This one, it's sad. it looks, what's the word? Fragile and trapping, I guess. She's all wrapped up in the hair, and she's not facing us anymore. She looks more insecure. I don't know. Here we go. Oh yes, the lovers. I really like these guys too. Like, look how pretty. Love the colors. What are these guys doing? Yeah, see, like they're, I don't know, it looks not ideal. So the Knight of Cups, it's got like a lot of fiery colors, but you can tell that they're mer people. And then their horses are seahorses. Like, how good is that? Here we go. The Wheel of Fortune. And there's the Sun. Happy babies and kind of like scary demon babies. I like the purple and the yellow. Like, just really, really pretty. Yes, strength. And then they have like a, what looks to be a stained glass window behind her. And then more people with lions. And here's the Hanged Man. This one's kind of odd to me because we've got the sickle. We've got what looks to be a fetus, you know, because it looks like the umbilical cord is still there. So, and because of all the red, this baby looks like he's still existing in the uterus. And then we've got like the top jaw, a little bit of the eyes, a sickle, and then I'm pretty sure this is an Indian god. Like, the name is escaping me. I feel like it's right on the edge of my brain there, but it's a very interesting look. Like, we have some of the traditional Western traditional symbolization of death, but then this is quite different. But they also got in like new life, new birth. This one looks so sinister, eh? This one's another really good one where they just really did well with like, some of them look more stained glass than others, and then this one is one of the top ones. Oh, I'm noticing things I never noticed before, like these three guys. Never noticed that before. And then this looks like hands that are clasping each other. And then there's like hands on this sword, but then there's no heads. These people are just disembodied. And then we've got the okay, so these are in balance, and then when it's upside down, it's in disarray. Very neat. Here's the devil. And like, so these people are trapped by their temptations, by money, by, well, looks to be mostly money, but, and then he's smoking, he's got living his best life. This is one of my favorite cards. This is the Tower. We've got that card coming together and undoing. So this one, it looks like it's building something. We've still got the lightning. And then upside down, it looks like it's all coming apart. And then there's like this black hole. That's the word I'm looking for. It's all coming together and coming apart. I like it. The Emperor. Chariot. and it's being driven by dragons, which is pretty cool. Queen of Swords. Now this angel does look more human. Okay, so this is also a very favorite of mine, Temperance, which is the card for Sagittarius people. And, you know, they're kind of over this bowl that has something coming from it. I think of it almost like incense, because the angel, the halo, and then the hands look like they've been punctured. So to me, this is almost like an incense that you would almost smell it like a Catholic church. Not too many churches seem to, you know, do the incense thing, but I have seen the Catholics do it. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. I like it a lot. This looks positive, the upside down one, because like the bounds have come off and she's becoming free. Six of Swords. Wands. Ace. This looks really cool. Like they're coming together in power. It looks great. And like, look how cool this one is. The Judgment card. We've got all these angels. Just really, really gorgeous. And then this Judgment is not going well for anybody. Nobody's happy about it. Some mermaids having a good time. King of Wands. These look like they should be superheroes, don't they? Okay, so I have always found that these cards shuffle really well. They jump well. They just feel good and light in the hands. Boop, boop. Now, because this deck is so old, I wouldn't be surprised if the card stock has changed. Like, look how easy that was for me to... If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I struggle with the riffle shuffle. So, that was the Revelations Tarot. Really love it. I should look to see if this person has done any more. And yeah, so how much was that? So back then, it's $13.50, so like 15-16 bucks. It's probably at least 20 now, I imagine. Okay, so that was the Revelations Tarot. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, looking at this deck together. It was kind of nice to bring it back and not have the same negative associations with it because of that person I was unfortunate enough to know. I've been your local art witch. I hope to see you back again sometime soon. Let me know what you think. Like, it's such a pretty deck. And I'm pretty sure it's still in print. I should have checked that out before I'll link it in the description if it's still in print. How's that sound? Anyway, thanks again. See you again soon. Bye.